Hello, I'm Latanja and I'm back with some more FMLA information. What is FMLA? I'll let you know. So FMLA stands for the Family Medical Leave Act. It is a federal benefit that's given to you to protect your job in the event that you're having some type of medical condition where you can't work. Not only is this FMLA benefit for you in your own condition, you can also use this for care of a family member. The family members that are covered would be like your children, your parents, your spouse, anybody that raised you. We would call that in loco parentis if they were in place of your parents. Then you could also have a leave for them. People who are not covered that are family members would be like in-laws and cousins, aunts, uncles. Basically, it's just your core family, and also siblings are not covered. So just keep that in mind when you're applying for leave. So if they're having an issue where you need to go take care of them, FMLA is a wonderful benefit that you can utilize that allows you to do that. Like you can take them to appointments, surgeries, and you can even stay at home with them while they're having this issue and you need to care for them. So that's so convenient with the FMLA. A lot of people who have small children, this would be something that you may want to look into if you have a child who has serious health conditions, asthmas, and migraine, different types of things. I'll get into that in another video, but there are so many different things that you can get to care for your family members. Also, we have leaves that cover bonding, like if you have an adopted child or foster child, or military leaves, you can take FMLA for that as well. But that's not really anything I go into much on this channel. I primarily stick with the medical leaves. So there are 3 types of leaves that are available to you to use. So the first one will be continuous leave, and that's where you're out for a period of time without any breaks in it, and you're out for more than 3 days. So let's say you're out for 4 days and you're not working any during that time, or more than 4 days. So that would be considered a continuous leave. You might have a surgery or some type of inpatient treatment facility you need to attend to, and that would all fall under the continuous leave. Intermittent leave is the second one. So intermittent leave is when you kind of use your days sporadically here and there. You're not going to be out for, a period of time like 4 days or 5 days or 6 days for continuously, but you might have to use this leave to go to doctor's appointments. You might use this if you get sick at work, and this is not something that you deal with continuously, but this is a condition that might affect you here and there. So for example, you might have migraines and you might have worked Monday through Thursday, and Friday you're at work. Friday afternoon, the lights at your job have been affecting you and causing you to have migraines, so you might have to leave early. This would be considered an intermittent leave. This would fall under there, and it's beneficial because anytime your employer may be able to penalize you for leaving work early, but under intermittent federal leave, they're not able to penalize you, or it won't be able to affect your bonuses, and it won't be able to affect your occurrences, or they cannot hold it against you for leaving work early as long as you are protected under that intermittent leave. The next leave type would be reduced work schedule. In reduced work schedules, that's when your doctor is like, instead of this person working 40 hours a week, I want them to only work 20 hours a week. So they take you out and they put on your paperwork that you should only work 20 hours every week for a certain period of time. Keep in mind though, this is not a paid leave. No FMLA is a paid leave. A lot of people think that because their doctor put them out on a reduced work schedule, that is a paid leave. It is not a paid leave. So please don't get confused. You want to know how you can get FMLA. In order to be FMLA eligible, first you have to work at a company that is qualified under the FMLA benefit. So in order to do that, they have to be a company that has about 50 employees, and this is all within like a 75-mile radius. So once that's the case and the company is eligible, and this will be a lot of the big banks, a lot of big corporations, schools, public and private, just places like that. And you will be able to be eligible if you have worked there for at least 1 year, and in that year you have worked 1,250 hours in the past year. Don't confuse that with working that time the whole time you've been there. For instance, if you've worked there for 5 years and in the past year you have not worked that amount, then you're not going to be eligible, because we don't take the full amount that you've worked, the full amount of hours that you worked the 5 years. It's only the amount that you've worked in the last year from the time that you're requesting a leave from a year back. We look at those hours, so you have to make sure that you've worked 1,250. A lot of times, some people, they have worked there for 4 or 5 years, and let's just say they're a part-time employee. That could affect your hours of not having the eligibility. So you may have worked there for 5 years, but if you haven't worked the 1,250 hours in the past year as a part-time employee, then unfortunately you won't be eligible for FMLA. Also, if you've taken another leave of absence in the past, that could also affect your eligibility for FMLA. You don't want to be the person who has taken out time in the past and then you have something else coming up and you are trying to take it, but we look back at your hours of how many you've worked, and unfortunately that you've taken all of the time that you can. So you want to be mindful of that as well. So if you do have any questions after you've taken a leave, you may just want to reach out to your employer and just ask them, how many hours have I worked and how many hours do I need to work to be eligible if I need to take another leave? These are all important things that you just make sure you do your due diligence on. I'm here as a resource. I'm here to help you. I want to help you because these are your resources and you are able to use them, and you got to use them the right way. You have to know what you have available. So as long as you follow me and get these tips, and if you have any questions, be sure to comment and I will answer all the questions that I can. Anything you have a question about, I will let you know the answer to it. And, don't be afraid to let me know.